my comments this time are getting simpler as we go through the legislative process and boil some of the issues down to their fundamental components. And so the first one I wanted to just throw out there is due process, and the idea that due process is very simply being treated fairly. And so if you have people that feel like they're not being treated fairly, well, then it's kind of an indication that maybe there's something in due process that might be lacking. We want to take a look at that. And another thing that's come up that's floated to the top of our analysis process here is fundamental liberty interest. And so when you talk about Troxel, and there's plenty of SCOTUS case law that says that the right to parent your own children is a fundamental liberty interest. And so, and then you talk about, so what is a fundamental liberty interest? Is it just that? And then we have life, liberty, and property. And so when you talk about significant impacts on people's lives by the courts, in many of these situations you can make a determination that you're dealing with a fundamental liberty interest, and then once that happens, then the question becomes, what is appropriate due process under those circumstances? And so what we're saying is that the stuff that is afforded, mandated by the Constitution for the criminal courts, then becomes something up for discussion and possible implementation when you're talking about a fundamental liberty interest in the civil courts. And so then it becomes a question about how to efficiently implement those things, and we're working those issues as well. And we have discussions with court leadership that we think are productive and supportive. And so just wanted to make those comments on where we are right now in that process. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lynch.